Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I figured I would do a little bit of a sit down, chatty, get ready with me type style video. If you haven't noticed, I finally got my new background. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it yet. When I ordered it, I honestly thought it was going to be a lot bigger than it is. The actual background frame itself is freaking huge. I'm like trying to carry it up my steps from the kitchen. I live in a pretty old house, and so the stairs are kind of shallow, I guess. Like the ceiling kind of comes in at like a slant, like a literal slant like this. So anytime you carry anything upstairs, you have to like hold it at an angle and very like strategically try to move it around and try not to hit the popcorn ceiling so the shit falls everywhere. I'm actually in what will become, sorry, shout out to my bestie Sarah because that's who just messaged me. So this is actually what will become my beauty room. So I plan to use this background every once in a while. I'll have my vanity set up too. So I kind of want to be able to mix it up and have kind of a mix of feel and background and all that kind of stuff. Did I seriously forget primer? Hold please. BRB. I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I'm obsessed with this. Whew, I am out of shape. I'm a little bit late to the party on this stuff. I think this has been out for forever, but I love this primer. It works so good on my wrinkly ass forehead and actually covers all of my pores. So anyways, yeah, so before I brought everything upstairs into what will become my beauty room, I was actually filming in my kitchen, and I don't know if the sound is going to be any better up here because of the fact that there's actually carpet in here, and downstairs in my kitchen it's all wood floors and it's like a huge room, so sound like pretty much bounced off the walls like crazy. Let's take 2 seconds here to talk about this breakout situation. Where I live in Minnesota, we have this huge thing called the one and only Minnesota State Fair, and I'm pretty sure it's like the biggest one in the country, if not the second biggest. I'm not quite sure because I think Texas has a pretty big state fair. So yeah, but this one's pretty big. To apply my foundation, I'm actually going to be using my beauty blender today. I was on a kick with that Eco Tools rain sponge. I mean, that one is great, but nothing beats the texture of my beauty blender. Oh, and I'm kind of all over the place. L'Oreal Infallible Natural Beige 205 Pro Glow Foundation. Just gonna dab this on everywhere. Hopefully I remembered to shake this prior, because if you don't shake this foundation, it leaves white spots on your face, and I think that's the actual like sunscreen stuff in it. Anyway, so we have the State Fair, and there's a hair. Obviously, it's all fried food. Like everything is fried. There was a stand that actually had something called a pizzerito. Genius idea, and we did try it. It's effing delicious, so I'm not gonna lie to you about that. It's basically a tortilla that is deep fried, and they stuff it with pizza stuff, and they actually put risotto in it too, and then they deep fry it, and then they serve it to you with a side of marinara sauce. I mean, this thing is incredible. As you all know, eating crappy food will wreak legit havoc on your face. Hopefully within the next few days, and my body decides to detox from all of the nasty food, my skin will clear up. All right, so let's move on to some concealer. Of course, as you know, your girl's gonna be using that ColourPop concealer because I love this stuff. And we can do a little bit of story time. So a little bit more about me. I actually have suffered with panic disorder and anxiety pretty much for a good portion of my entire life. And we're not talking like, oh, I have, you know, social anxiety and I get nervous in busy situations with, you know, busy people. And not to say that that's not a serious issue or real anxiety, because it is, because trust me, that is also part of my anxiety. Mine more so comes from a place of not only that, but hypochondria. And what hypochondria is pretty much a fear of any illness. You pretty much think that anytime you feel anything, you have something seriously wrong with you. So the common cold can be like detrimental to me. So if I get a cold, I'm just like, oh my God, I have the flu, I'm fucking dying. I just literally freak out. And obviously I've gotten better with it, and I've learned to deal with it, and I've learned techniques of how to cope with it. But it is a really hard thing to have, and it's actually really hard to find people who, you know, understand and can sympathize with you. Some people are just like, well, you know, why don't you just relax, just settle down, you know, nothing's wrong with you, it's going to be okay. And I know it's just because they don't understand, and it is a hard thing to understand, and most of the time I really don't expect people to fully understand, but what I'm looking for, I guess, is more or less a little bit of empathy. I don't take it personally. I haven't taken it personally for a long time. I actually remember my very, 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 very first panic attack. In middle school, I was in this singing group, and it was called Valley Singer, and you had to audition in front of all of these people. So the choir teacher was there, and then you had to like try out and like sing like a chord, or like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, whatever. And then they would give you like a portion of a song to sing, and like that was basically your audition. So if they thought you were good, you got in, and then they would place you in groups like soprano, alto. I don't remember the other one. Soprano, alto, is there bass, or is that guy's choir? I don't know, I don't remember. So there was basically like 3 categories you could put into based on your vocal range, and I don't remember what I was. I got into this choir, it was great. I freaking loved it more than anything. So anyways, I was standing in practice one day, and I was singing, and I felt great, and I wasn't sick or anything. There was nothing wrong with me. And all of a sudden, like my vision, like for a split second, went black. Like I couldn't see anything, nothing. And I don't know what happened. And it's not like I lost like consciousness. I just couldn't see for a second. And then following that, I got dizzy. I had no head injuries. I wasn't sick. There was nothing wrong. Like nothing leading up to this point that literally could have caused this in me. So I'm sitting there like, what the heck? And so I just started to panic. So like I fucking hightailed it out of that room. Like I ran out. I was so freaked out. I ran all the way to the nurse's office, and mind you, the nurse's office in my school was like freaking 10 years away from where the choir room was, and there was no one in the hall, so there was no one that could be like, help me, you know. I'm like all myself. It was the middle of class. It was the middle of extracurricular stuff going on. I like ran to the nurse's office, and I'm like, oh my God, my vision, the whole thing. I'm like telling the nurse this. And of course, I don't know if you guys had this same experience, but when I was in school, literally nurses thought that everything was caused by not eating your breakfast that morning. Like you went in there for a stomachache, oh, you just didn't eat breakfast. You went in there for a headache, oh, you just didn't eat breakfast. It was always equated to you didn't eat breakfast. The other one was you have the stomach flu. You might not even have a stomachache. You might not have even been fucking throwing up. Everything was the stomach flu, or you didn't eat breakfast, whatever. So I kind of knew that it was hopeless. But anyways, I went to the nurse, and I'm like, I need to call my mom, I need to call my mom. Well, that day, my mom didn't have a vehicle. So I had to literally sit in the nurse's office for about an hour and a half so that my mom and my uncle could come pick me up. To kind of backtrack a little bit, my dad has a lot of this stuff too. So he deals with a lot of panic and anxiety and mental shit. Like that stuff just runs in my whole family, and I was lucky enough to inherit that. Oh, by the way, I contoured with my Anastasia contour kit in light to medium. And now I'm gonna add some blush. Wet n Wild. This is in the color Pearlescent Pink. Love this stuff. So anyways, I had to wait for my mom to come and pick me up with my uncle. So obviously my mom, you know, called my pediatrician's office, because at that time I was still like, what, 13 years old or something, to bring me into the doctor just to check and make sure everything was okay. So I think that she kind of knew what was going on, but obviously with the symptom that I had, she's, you know, obviously wanted to make sure that I'm okay. Went to the doctor, they did this whole evaluation. I had like a scan done, they checked my vision, they checked my dexterity, they checked my reaction times, all my stuff to make sure there wasn't something neurological going on. So they did this whole preliminary assessment, and, you know, finally the doctor was like, she had a panic attack. And so obviously after going to the doctor and everything and talking to the doctor, and by that time all my symptoms had pretty much subsided. So that was also a telltale sign, and it didn't last after that. That's kind of the first time I ever figured out that I had anxiety and panic, the kind that I did, with it being, you know, hypochondria based. And so there's a lot of other things after that that kind of enhanced my hypochondria. So it sucks, but obviously I can go into that for a lot longer, and that's more stories for another time. Highlight I'm gonna use is the Master Chrome Molten Gold. I love you. I love you so much. The glow on this is just epic. Oh shit. Totally forgot bronzer. Let's talk about what just recently happened. So by the time you're watching this video, you guys, this is probably gonna blow up everywhere. All the drama channels on YouTube are gonna pick this up. It's gonna be this huge thing. But apparently, as you all know, probably by now watching this, if you're obsessed with beauty YouTubers and the beauty world like I am, and you love Jaclyn Hill and you love Tati and you love Kathleen Lights, or maybe you don't love them or whatever, but I watch them and I love them. Kathleen Lights, and I think it was on Snapchat, said a very unfortunate word. My thing is, not excusing the word she said, agree with it at all. I get that people say that, unfortunately. Again, I'm not excusing that, and it sucks that people use that word at all and then it rolls off the tongue. Why did Jaclyn post that? I mean, here's the thing. Not even the fact of, again, is it Jaclyn's fault that she said that by any means, but no one wants to hear that word, and no one wants to hear anyone using that word. So why share that with anyone? Why post that anywhere? I mean, was she trying to expose her in some way? I mean, was it truly an accident? I don't know. I mean, to me, that's just messed up. I just don't get why she felt the need to actually post that and put that on social media. Like, this actually leads perfectly into my original rant, and actually one of the biggest reasons as to why I wanted to post this video. So putting that aside for 2 seconds, I don't know how many of you use Instagram a lot. I mean, I use it pretty often. I mean, I love Instagram. It's actually, you know, exposed me to so much creativity, so much inspiration. Instagram is kind of a dump. Now hear me out. I love Instagram. I use it. I'm on it. And there's a lot of fantastic things on Instagram. You can be inspired. You can, you know, see so many different things, but there's some stuff on Instagram that is just ridiculous. So one of the things I've noticed since I started using Instagram and being more involved in the beauty community side of things on Instagram, I've been on Instagram since 2012. And with that being said, I didn't obviously always use Instagram for anything beauty related. I mean, I followed some beauty accounts, but it wasn't like my main goal on Instagram. I didn't really post there a lot. And again, it just kind of like recently was something that I got into. So I decided that I would use Instagram as a platform to kind of get myself out there, share my work with people, share my passion for makeup and art, and, you know, my whole journey with YouTube. So some of you that have been following me on there obviously know, you know, that I've been kind of amping up starting this YouTube channel, and that it's kind of been a long time coming. Anyways, one thing that I've noticed with that, oh, and I'm gonna of course use, ironically enough, a Jaclyn Hill palette today for my eyes. With Instagram, again, it's been awesome. Like, I've met so many cool people, so many supportive people, you know, in doing this, and have given me confidence and have complimented my work and everything else. So I don't want to say that I hate Instagram or that I'm totally against it or something like that. I would say there's some really, really just ridiculous stuff in this, but there's this thing called MUA, like makeup artists, MUA follow trains. And basically what it is there's a host that will basically start this train. And basically the rules are, you know, spam and like my photos, so the person who's posting it, spam and like a ton of photos of the person who has sponsored the train or who has started this MUA follow train, and then follow all of the accounts listed below. So all of these beauty accounts that you have to follow. And then the last step is to tag yourself in the comments and then follow those you like. Don't follow to unfollow. Don't do this, don't do that. And so it's like, okay, it sounds good and all, but what happens is, so you think, oh, this is great. You know, I can find some like-minded people, or, you know, finally get myself out there and share my work and expose it, and people are gonna like what I do, and they're gonna follow me and whatever, and I'm gonna gain followers from this and gain a following for myself. One of the other things to this, so if you don't follow everyone listed in the train, you don't follow the person who hosts it, you don't spam the account, comment on a shit ton of the crap, they will actually block you. And it's like, you're gonna block someone? Like, this is so weird. It's like a whole bunch of accounts just following each other to get another follow. And it's just like, for what? I really don't understand the whole thing of like, what does getting a whole bunch of Instagram followers get you? Like, why? I just don't get it. And so you'll click on some of these accounts and you'll see that for like the last 10, 15, 20, 30 posts, all they have are these MUA follow train shares. It's like, I'm required to follow your account if I want to participate in this. So it's just like, these people, they're not offering anything, and they're putting themselves into this category of MUA, makeup artist, follow me, but they're not sharing anything makeup worthy, showing anything creative, nothing at all besides this picture that says MUA follow train. It's like a little graphic, like a meme or something. And it's just like, you have to follow that if you want to participate in the train, or you get blocked, or if you don't like a whole bunch of pictures, so I have to sit there and like all of your MUA follow train posts. It's totally ridiculous to me. I think it's stupid. If you just follow someone real quick because you know they're gonna follow you back, and then once they follow you, you unfollow them. It's like a game. I mean, people are just so obsessed with getting so much attention, and they want it any way they can get it, and not even for anything real. I mean, like, hey, I'll support you, I'll follow you, I will gladly contribute to, you know, your success. I mean, if you're working hard and you're sharing your work and your art and everything, that, hell yeah, of course I'm gonna, you know, follow you. And I don't really give a shit if you follow me back. That's not what it's really about. I want, you know, follow me only if you like my work. I don't want people following me because they were forced to or whatever. And so that kind of brings me to another subject in Instagram. So there's this girl that I used to follow on Instagram. I'm not going to say anyone's names, obviously, because that's just ridiculous. I'm not trying to put anyone on blast or shame anyone, but this is just kind of like my annoyance with Instagram. Or do whatever you want, post whatever you want, and if I don't like it, I don't have to follow you. So I'm gonna preface this with, I stopped following this girl because it was ridiculous. So she would post just like the most random things, and it was like clear that it was like super staged posts. So she would like post like a picture of like her arm holding something. Let's say she was holding it like with her arm like this, like out. She would like turn her watch so that you could like see whatever the hell kind of freaking watch she's wearing. So first of all, who the fuck cares? And it would be like her holding like a fucking melon, or holding a cup of coffee from underneath. And I'm just like, that had to have taken so much work. And again, if she likes to do that, if that's what she wants to post, I don't care. Do whatever the hell you want. This is just my opinion on it. And it would just go to the extent of like pictures of her Starbucks drink, but like next to a brick wall. Like, really? To me, it's just so funny. Like, if I was walking on the street and I walked by and I saw someone like standing there with their Starbucks drink and just trying to get a picture up for Instagram to get 100. Some of her pictures got like 200 and some likes, and it was literally a fucking Starbucks cup in front of a brick wall. I just don't fucking get it. Whatever. But for a while, I was just like, girl, what are you doing? Like, this is just too much. And then it got to the point where like she would place like a succulent in every picture, you know, like those little succulent plants. So every little thing that she would post had like this succulent in it, and it just, I don't know. I mean, it's like maybe she was trying to be creative, and it looked cute. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but to me, it's just like the effort in that. It just seems like way too much. It's like you spend all this time, and who knows how many shots that takes. Hell, I know that when I'm taking my makeup selfies, shit, that can take some time. I mean, there's angles, there's lighting, there's all this stuff. I think I'm ridiculous for doing that too. I probably am. Probably is really ridiculous. It's just like, take a picture, post it, whatever, you know? Share the damn eye look and get over yourself, whatever. People probably say that about me too. They probably get annoyed of the fact that I always photograph this side of my face because that's my good side. Because it is. It's the side my nose ring's on. It's the side that's my good side. I don't know. I just think that like sometimes social media can just be so ghetto. And this is like something that me and my friend talk about all the time too. And it's like, again, no hate, whatever. This is just our opinion. We think it's a little bit ridiculous. You've got, you know, Facebook, which, God, is that even a real place anymore? I literally can't even go on Facebook. I can't. Every time I log into Facebook, it's like someone going off about some sort of politics. And to be honest, most of the stuff that people on Facebook start talking about is shit that they don't even know anything about. People are so quick to jump off at the mouth and talk about politics and world events. And to me, one thing I've noticed that's missing from a lot of those conversations is empathy. People are so quick to point fingers and be like, you're wrong, how dare you feel this way? You should feel the way I feel. Okay, first off, people, feelings are not facts. Get that straight. You're allowed to feel however the hell you want about anything. Just like I'm allowed to feel that I think succulents in every picture you post on Instagram is ridiculous. Again, do whatever you want. I just think it's dumb. But of course, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to say uninformed shit on Facebook if you want. But is it my job to go out there and tell you how wrong you are and how incorrect that is and all that stuff? No, I'm really not. Like, I'm really not, you know, in the place to do that. P.S. I like how I said I was gonna do like an easy look and my camera turned off. I don't know, this video is getting pretty lengthy, so let's hurry this up. Anyways, I think that social media has just become a place that's just so uncomfortable and so awkward, and there's just so much crap being said and people trying to tell you that you're wrong for your opinion and tell you that you're not allowed to feel the way you feel and everything else, and everyone's a racist and everyone is this online, and it's just like, come on. And I think that until people realize that the power is in the numbers of people who are unified, there's really not going to be much change in anything. There's just not. You know, I truly believe that until people can really just put all of our differences aside, skin color, creed, you know, gender, whatever it is, I don't know, it's gonna be rough. It really is. And I think that everyone could do it if they wanted to, you know? And to me, it's like, that's such an easy fix. I mean, is it really that hard to just get along with people? I don't know. And for people to just not be offended by every opinion, like I said, there's probably people that think I freaking suck, that I shouldn't even be on YouTube, my makeup's ugly, or that my Instagram is stupid, or I suck at makeup, or the way I talk is annoying. Any of my, you know, mannerisms are I talk too quick, or, you know, whatever. I'm sure there's people who think I suck, and they're entitled to say that. Guess what? I don't give a shit. Say whatever you want about me. It's not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna make me stop what I'm doing. I mean, if anything, it just gives me ammo to go harder and to keep doing what I'm doing. My God, some of the stuff that people get offended over is just so silly. That's how I feel about that. I could probably rant about social media for days. I think everyone could. I really think that everyone kind of feels the same way that I do. You know, they kind of have the same idea. Ow. This thing sucks. I literally got this eyelash curler at Target last year for like a freaking, I think it was like $3. It was around Christmas time. It was like stocking stuffers. Well, now I know why it was $3, because it literally just almost ripped out all of my fucking eyelashes. That hurt. Sidetrack note, I'm actually obsessed with travel size stuff. This is a little Better Than Sex Too Faced. Ooh, I'll start my palette. I literally can't go through product that quickly. I just don't. I don't use enough, and I feel like I end up like throwing a lot of shit away, like it gets dried out and it just gets gross. So it's like travel size stuff to me is just so much easier. I like the smaller sizes, and I like when I get them for free when you buy things at Macy's. Go to Macy's when you buy makeup. They give out them good samples. Like I got like 3 of these little mascaras. I got 3 of those little Smashbox photo finish primers, and I probably never would have tried that primer had I not gotten that sample, so now I know I love it. But shit, 3 of those is almost equates to like a full-size one. This video is way too long. Alright, you guys, my camera overheated. Anyway, so I finished up my brows, put on some lipstick. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW Hot Lips. Love this stuff, one of my favorites. Setting spray, none other than the Urban Decay All Nighter. I love the spray, let's do this. Like Tati always says, more is more, right? Never have enough. You guys, that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching and reaching it all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed my rant, story time, get ready with me thing. If you want to see more videos like this from me, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Your support is so much appreciated. You have no idea. I will see you next time. Bye.